Hello, welcome to this brief overview on some tips for navigating, organizing, and collaborating in Google applications. You can see the three focus areas here. Pretty straightforward, and I'm hoping to help you see how you can be a little more efficient and a little more effective when using these tools. So, focusing first on the navigation piece. One thing to think about when going between tools, our last video we looked at using this grid to jump between your different tools. Now you may want to go to Google Classroom and you won't see it there. Sometimes you got to click more and then you can try and drag it up, or sometimes you won't be able to drag it up at all. So if you're not seeing Classroom or another app that you want, know that all Google products start with the application name, then .google.com. So if I wanted Classroom, I can do the classroom.google.com, and that takes me directly to that tool. Same thing with Drive, drive.google.com. That may make things easier for you when trying to get around the G Suite, as they call it. So additionally, in Drive, some helpful things. You can click this little grid view if you prefer this grid, and then switch back to list depending on what you like to look at. I like to see more at once. And you also have your content in My Drive here, and then something that's called Team Drives, which we're not getting into today. But you'll also want to know about the Shared With Me. So anything that gets shared with you, like a folder or a document, is going to show up here. And if you want to organize that for yourself, you can just take it and drag it to whichever folder you want. If you want it just in My Drive, you can just drop it in there, or choose one of these folders that you have. And as you can see, you can add subfolders into folders. So in order to do that, if you're looking to create folders, just click New and Create, and call it whatever you want. And now that folder is created, and I can see it down here, and I can move it under another folder or under another subfolder if I want. Two of the things that I find most useful are just searching by title. So if I'm looking for something by Kent ISD, I can enter that and it's going to show all my folders and docs by that. I can also click this drop down and choose a certain type of file, a certain owner, anything owned by me, which is a helpful one sometimes. And you can use all of these filters if you want. I often use the recent too, because usually the stuff I'm looking for is something that I've done recently. So when you click that, you can see the stuff that you've gone to more recently. And if you right click on any document or folder, this is where you get a lot of the options for what you want to do with that. So for example, if I want to star this document, then I can star that and it's going to go in my starred folder, which is the stuff that I frequently access. So that's really helpful. That leads into the sharing and collaborating. So with any of my folders, let's say I wanted to share this classroom folder, I can right click on it and go to share. So I can share entire folders, and if I want to share this with Ron Houtman, I can. And then when I type in his name, I can click on this drop down and choose which level of permissions I want. View only, or do I want him to organize, add, and edit everything? So that's one option that I have. I'm not going to share that with him right now. If I click advanced, then I can choose how accessible I want this to be for everybody. If I click change, anyone with the link, then I can choose whether or not they have view only or add and organizing rights as well. A good tip for how to decide that is determining, do I want people to be able to just see this, or do I want them to be able to work on it? So oftentimes if you have a folder shared with like your grade level or your staff, then you can give them editing rights, whereas things shared with students, you might want view only. There are many more ways to collaborate and organize and navigate in G Suite. This is just a general overview, but hopefully you can do these three things a little bit better and be able to collaborate and function in the G Suite better than what you could before.